Hello, welcome to Back to School Night Virtual Edition. My name is Nicole Avila and I am your student's AP Statistics teacher. Today I want to tell you just a little bit about the class, how students are expected to navigate it, and then direct you to a survey so that you can submit some questions or specific information about your student for me to better serve them. My name is Nicole Avila. This is my 12th year teaching here at Granada, all of which I have taught the AP Statistics course. I attended the University of the Pacific for my undergrad as well as part of my grad school, where I got my Bachelor's of Science of Mathematics for my main area of teaching, which is math. Specifically, I do Algebra 2 and AP Statistics mainly. While I was there, I also got my minor in business administration, my single subject teaching credential, as well as my Master's of Education in Curriculum and Instruction. I then wanted to continue my education, so I attended Cal State East Bay to get my administrative certificate, Tier 1, in order to potentially move into administration at some point. Why I am here to teach is I absolutely love connecting with your students. High school students' ages, I feel like, are so important. And so I really like to build those relationships and keep those connections to not only foster willingness to learn and excitement to learn, but to have those relationships with another adult that the student can access for information or questions, or just another adult that they can hopefully look up to. Why study statistics? Statistics is a very different class compared to a lot of the K-12 math classes. It's not as formula-based and it's much more problem-solving and critical thinking-based. In general, it's the study of collecting, displaying, analyzing, and interpreting information. Information that was collected in a careful and systematic way we like to call data, and we can use data to better understand the world and make better decisions about how we live. Really, statistics is important because our world is driven by data. A lot of decisions that we make are based off of data collection, and I want my students to not only understand how to collect good data and interpret it, but what you can do in regards to data with misleading information and to be aware of those pitfalls as they go through their lives. Another thing I like to tell my students is just because you have to work at something doesn't mean you're not good at it. A lot of students are coming from very formula-based math classes like Algebra 2, Pre-Calc, and Calculus, all of which are very, very much rooted in formula-based calculations. Statistics is a little bit different. It involves a much more writing and analyzing than former math classes, and so I don't want students to misunderstand if it's uncomfortable initially. I don't want people to think that that means they're not good at it. I'm here to support them, and we will work together in order to help you succeed. The overall course philosophy is that it is an advanced math class. A strong emphasis is placed on critical thinking and problem solving. And at the end of the day, I'm hoping to help prepare students for taking the AP exam in May. Students will be asked to form hypotheses, collect and analyze data, explain their methods, interpret results, and communicate effectively by showing methods on homework and testing, not just stating answers. For the grade setup, I use a Learn It, Use It, Prove It general kind of a layout. Learn It is the 5%, Use It's 20%, Prove It, which is more of those formal assessments, is 60%, and a trimester final is slotted at being 15% of their trimester grade. My daily expectations for my students is that they are communicating and checking in on the forums that they need to in order to be best prepared for success. That involves checking their LVJ USD email daily, check the posted weekly schedule for the daily to-do list, which I'll show you in just a moment, access their assignments via Schoology folders, complete all assignments honestly to truly assess their understanding of the material, make appropriate corrections when provided keys, and make notes of questions and points of concern to follow up with. Here's a glimpse at my Bitmoji classroom. This is what students first see when they log on to my Schoology page. It's actually set up quite a bit like my physical classroom with links throughout the image to help direct them to important pieces of information. Along the bottom, you see some general folders, general class info, weekly schedules, links to things like clever.com and Edpuzzle, as well as some of the images in the picture are linked. For example, the calculators towards the right, those are actually linked to the calculator manuals to help students with directions. And even the College Board banner at the top can help students go directly to collegeboard.com and access AP Classroom. When we meet in our whole class versus our morning sessions, I have links posted on my Schoology page as well, right below my classroom photo. Students can click on these links to directly take them to the meetings, as well as there's an important announcement section for any key pieces of information that I want to make sure students can see quite easily, as opposed to having to find it within a folder. This is an image of the to-do list that I mentioned that I shared with students. Students have access to this Google Doc, and in the Google Doc, it has a to-do list for each day of the trimester. Now, the schedule is still getting built, so I try to make sure I have the to-do list together as much as possible, at least a week in advance, so students can see exactly what they're going to be responsible for, and I even try and include links and due dates on this to-do list for students to see. I mentioned that I have those folders along the bottom portion of my Bitmoji classroom. If you click on a weekly folder, you can see the days of the week, and within each folder, students have access to the assignments specifically given on those particular days. If students want to print an assignment so that they can work directly on it, the PDFs are in those folders for them to access, and then that is also where students would then go to submit work once an assignment is completed. Edpuzzle is the platform that I use in order to give my flipped classroom lessons to students. Students can access it directly through Schoology. And within the videos, not only do they have a viewing of the lesson, but there are some questions posted throughout the videos in order to check their understanding along the way. I mentioned earlier AP Classroom is going to be used quite a bit in our AP Statistics class. College Board has this set up, and every student should have an account and be registered for the AP Statistics class. Sometimes we'll do practice from here, other times we'll do assessments. Either way, it is a great resource to help prepare students for the exam in May. One thing I've started doing since we've had this distance learning is I've started using OneNote and YouTube a little bit more. Some students will send me questions and I can respond to them quite easily in an email. Others are not quite as easy to type a response to. One thing I can do is I can solve problems in OneNote, and then I can directly upload that link to YouTube and send off a little tutorial video for students who need it. Remind is another educational platform I like to use. This allows students to text this following code to 81010, and they can text me through this Remind app for any quick questions or comments. It's also really nice for me to send reminders to students, whether it be about an upcoming assessment or maybe something specific maybe I forgot to mention about a particular assignment. Just a really nice and convenient element that students and myself can communicate through. Now, what I'm going to ask you as parents and guardians to do to follow up this back to school night is I'm going to ask you to please complete a survey. This survey should be part of the email of which you accessed this particular video that I sent through the Blackboard system. In general, I'm going to ask you for some contact information. I'm going to ask how you think I can better support your student. And then I'm going to give an option for any questions or comments that you may have that I could follow up with and potentially help ease some nerves and answer some questions. Thank you so much for taking the moment to watch my Back to School Night video. I hope this helped explain a little bit about the course and the expectations I have for my students. Please don't hesitate to reach out, and please, 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 please take some time to fill out that survey so that I can best serve you and your family. Thank you.